On the surface, Craig Feldspar is the saddest man in Malcolm in the Middle, but this character has more faces than you ever noticed. Let's start with the baseline. Who is Craig Feldspar? He works at Lucky Aid. He has a cat named Jellybean. He drives a van. He once fell off a roof and had to communicate by blinking for several hours.
Wow! Malcolm!
He is, by every conventional metric, a loser. But here's the thing the show makes very clear, very early: Craig knows.
Tell her I'm sorry.
He's not delusional. He doesn't think he's secretly winning at life. This gets spelled out explicitly when Malcolm is stuck working the graveyard shift and asks Craig, half sarcastically, half genuinely,
"At what age do you just accept that your life is a piece of rotten garbage and always will be?"
Craig doesn't flinch. He doesn't get defensive. He just thinks for a second and says,
22. But that doesn't mean you can't enjoy the heck out of every moment.
That moment is a perfect window into who Craig actually is. He made his peace with himself a long time ago. He's not in denial, he's not bitter, and he's not waiting to be rescued.
You're gonna show her that Craig Feldspar can't be pushed around.
Thank you, Malcolm, for opening my eyes. You've awoken a sleeping giant, and he's very cranky.
Everything else we're going to look at today flows from that. Now here's the part most people forget, or maybe never took seriously enough. At Lucky Aid, Craig is not just a co-worker.
Won't take a second. Hi, I'm Craig, I'm the assistant manager. I can assure you if there's one thing we value here at Lucky Aid, it is customer satisfaction.
And the moment he has any authority over other people, something shifts in him completely. When Malcolm starts working at the store, he gets to see Craig in his natural habitat for the first time.
We wouldn't want you to get all hot and sweaty out in the blaring heat of the parking lot.
What he finds is not the pathetic, clingy Craig from home. At Lucky Aid, Craig is confident. He's territorial. He enforces his opinions without apology. He appears in a Lucky Aid employee training video, playing the role of district manager, a position he absolutely does not hold.
To the district managers, all the way up to the president.
The man filmed himself as his own boss, and apparently nobody stopped him. Then there's the Lois's makeover episode, which gives us two perfect Craig moments in quick succession. The first, a secret shopper review, is handed out to all employees.
Look forward to it, sir.
Lois gets one that calls her appearance slovenly. Craig, sitting next to her, reads his own review aloud.
This is ridiculous. Apathetic, lazy, overweight. What planet are these people from? I'm taking a $5.
He doesn't even consider that the review might have a point. He just rejects it completely and walks away. The second moment, same episode, an elderly customer wants a specific hot dog toy from a high shelf for her dog, one without mustard.
We have one just like it right here.
That isn't what I asked for. This has mustard on it. Peekaboo doesn't eat mustard.
Craig tries to explain that it's the same toy regardless of shelf. She won't have it, and Craig, who is theoretically a service professional, eventually snaps and tells her exactly what he thinks.
What I tried to tell you, you old bat! Now you're gonna take it to your dog and make it like it!
This is Craig at Lucky Aid in a nutshell. He takes the job seriously, he takes his authority seriously, and he has absolutely no tolerance for anyone who challenges either. The clearest example of this comes when Malcolm arranges a job interview at Lucky Aid for Leonard, a bitter, brilliant chess player played by Jason Alexander.
Listen, I was talking to this guy now. I got you a job interview.
What the hell are you talking about?
Craig takes Leonard's resume.
Forget this. You can't learn anything from a resume. So, tell me about your employment history.
He is interviewing a man for a stock room job with the energy of someone hiring a senior executive.
I remember a time. Think quick! That's just a little management test I came up with to see whether you're the type of person who confronts problems head on.
And when Craig later catches Leonard mocking him in private with Malcolm...
Brother, huh? I think I'll stay an only child, thank you.
And then he gets demoted after a wave of employee complaints. His staff, the people below him in the hierarchy, have organized against him because he has made their working lives miserable.
Are you going to act or suffer under Craig forever?
Attention, all Lucky 8 employees. I need someone to microwave a 3-cheese Hot Pocket ASAP.
He is a workplace tyrant. Think about what that tells you about Craig. Outside Lucky Aid, he is ignored, used, and quietly pitied wherever he goes. But the moment he has a title and a uniform, he becomes the thing he hates most in the rest of his life.
But since we're friends, I'm going to allow you to work off your $7.98.
Someone who makes others feel small. Lucky Aid is the one place in the world where Craig Feldspar has power.
He must be stopped.
Vernon.
Of course, he protects it like a kingdom. And then there's the softball field. Malcolm signs up for the Lucky Aid softball team after Craig lets him know that team members don't have to work the early weekend shift.
My mom works that shift. I'm in.
Clean escape. Except it isn't.
I don't need to sign up, Craig. I'm coaching the team this year.
You are?
Yes.
But buried under that disaster is something Malcolm was not expecting. Craig, nicknamed the Satin Hammer, is an elite softball player.
I know you've heard the rumors, and all I can say is I might or might not have been scouted by the Kyoto Crazy Phantoms. But don't worry, I play for Lucky Aid.
We're not talking about someone who's decent for a guy his size.
Craig, that was amazing.
What were you expecting? I told you I was good.
The nickname alone is great writing. The Satin Hammer. It sounds absurd, but it also sounds earned. Like someone, at some point, watched Craig play and thought, that man needs a name. This is the Craig Feldspar formula at its purest. He exists to defy your expectations at the exact moment you've fully written him off. You see him standing there in his Lucky Aid polo, and you assume you know everything about him.
Not today, Tonto.
And then he dives through the air, and you have to completely recalibrate. Craig's hidden competence isn't limited to the athletic world. He also rules, completely unchallenged, over a specific corner of geek culture. Hal needs to buy Malcolm a comic book for his birthday.
There is no Mr. Incredible.
He goes to the local comic shop and gets completely steamrolled by the guy behind the counter, Dean, who recognizes Hal as a non-fan and tries to sell him a worthless, overprinted issue at a significant markup. Hal is helpless.
Wait, Excuse me. I'm helping a customer.
Lois specifically told him not to ask Craig for help.
You know what we have to do.
Hal, we promised ourselves we wouldn't.
What other choice do we have?
He asks Craig anyway. What follows is one of the best Craig moments in the entire series.
Not so fast. This transaction does not concern you, Feldspar.
The people inside, who were confident and dismissive a moment ago, immediately clock who just walked in.
It's Craig Feldspar. He's a level 45 dungeon master.
Dean tries to hold his ground. Craig dismantles him in about 15 seconds.
Just might let...
What are you doing?
Fear not. It is the 1993 reprint.
He pulls it all from memory, the way someone recalls a fact they've known for 20 years. Because Craig has known this for 20 years. This is Craig's world. In the comic shop, he is not a figure of ridicule. He is a figure of authority.
Now, let's talk business.
People move out of his way, and it goes beyond comics. Craig casually mentions at one point,
I'm desk sergeant at my neighborhood watch and a 14th level elf cleric.
And during a disastrous date setup,
plus I'm a grandmaster at Battleship. I've got the hat if you'd like to see it.
He has a hat for Battleship. A hat that was awarded to him for mastery of a game most people play once on a rainy afternoon and forget about. In the nerd ecosystem, D&D, comics, Battleship, and presumably more we never even see, Craig Feldspar is not someone to be underestimated. He walks into that comic store the way he can never walk into a room in the rest of his life.
1997, first and only printing. 50,000 returns, all in circulation. I'd keep this in my bathroom.
This one is brief, but it would be wrong to leave it out. Hal discovers a dance game in a pizza restaurant arcade called Jump Jump Dance Party, essentially Dance Dance Revolution under a different name.
Excuse me. Craig!
He finds Craig already on it. Craig has the high score. Craig has been there long enough that the manager comes over specifically to make sure he's staying out of the ball pit. Craig recruits Hal as his partner for an upcoming contest.
And it only took all my lunch break and $200 worth of quarters.
They train. Craig twists his ankle before the event and can't compete.
Whoa! Ow!
That's the whole arc. But the image of Craig Feldspar holding the high score on a dance machine in a family pizza restaurant, fully committed, completely unbothered, is one of the most quietly perfect things the show ever did with this character. We're not going to spend a lot of time here. Craig's feelings for Lois are really their own video, but it belongs in any honest portrait of the character. The Lucky Aid night shift gets held up by armed robbers.
Just relax, cowboy. We have a way of doing this so nobody gets hurt.
Craig has the safe combination and refuses to give it up. Not for the money, he says as much to Lois directly. It's about dignity. He will not be pushed around, even with a gun pointed at him, in the one place he feels like he matters.
This isn't just about the money. Sometimes a man has to have his dignity.
Lois eventually talks him down, and in that moment, Craig tells her how he really feels.
Lois, I love you with all my heart. You're my reason to get up in the morning. You are my everything.
Craig.
Lois, I don't want to feel this way.
Lois responds with a speech that is equal parts devastating and hilarious.
No to every single fantasy, wish, dream, and elaborate scenario that involves the two of us. No, no, no!
Comprehensive, systematic destruction of every hope Craig has ever had. Craig scares off the robbers. He's briefly a hero.
Here's your stupid safe!
And then, once everyone has gone home, he stays behind alone in the empty store, picks up the PA microphone, and sings The Most Beautiful Girl into it.
Tell her I'm sorry. Tell her I need my baby. Oh.
That scene in 12 seconds tells you everything you need to know about Craig Feldspar. He gets his heart broken, he saves the day anyway, and then he grieves quietly into a PA system when he thinks no one is listening. Here's what I think makes Craig Feldspar worth taking seriously. Every single face we've looked at today comes from the same place. Craig is a person who has been told in 100 ways that he doesn't count.
God's sake, son, you have no upper body strength at all. I know girls that could get out of this hole.
And instead of becoming bitter about it or collapsing under the weight of it, he has built a life around the specific, strange pockets where he does. On the softball field, he counts.
Craig, that was amazing.
In the comic shop, he counts. At the dance machine, at the battleship table, behind the Lucky Aid counter, in each of those places, Craig Feldspar is exactly who he needs to be.
2 hours at minimum wage ought to do it.
He found his kingdoms in the places nobody else wanted them, and he rules them completely. He made his peace at 22. He picked up the hat. He learned the overstreet by heart. He practiced the diving catch until it was automatic. That's not someone who gave up. That's someone who figured out a version of life that works for him, on his own terms, in a show that's full of people failing to do exactly that.
This is it, the open road. Great new chapter is about to be written.
Nobody took him seriously. He didn't need them to. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed to this channel. It genuinely means a lot to me. And if you're curious about a character who is Craig's complete opposite in one way, one of the most intelligent people in the show, and somehow still one of the most pathetic, the Lionel Herkeby video is up next.